Now, of course, a lot of people have taken stands like this that were against the law.
Yeah.
They did so knowing the consequences. Now, God forbid, ICE knocks on your door,
Yeah.
or you're stopped on the street and tapped on the shoulder and say, "Hey, come with us." Are you prepared for that?
Yes, as I said, I'm prepared for anything. I'm prepared for everything and anything. I'm prepared for the kindness of people. I'm prepared for the meanness of people. I'm prepared for all of these things. Again, I thank God I have a team of lawyers who are helping me out. And I haven't been an overly religious person, but in the past few weeks I've actually been, going to church. And now I just go to church by myself. Because now it's going to be all about inner strength. It's so funny because for people it may seem as if I'm going through a very public journey, whatever this may be. But I think more importantly, I think I'm actually going through a much more personal, internal journey. I'm almost as if finding myself more. When you've been in the situation that I've been, which is why I think I can only imagine what other people, thousands and millions, 11 million undocumented people in this country have been going through in their heads. You lose a sense of reality. You lose a sense of self. I never really knew what I was worth. I didn't know what I was worth. You talk about success. I never considered myself a success. That's just, success is being able to go to bed and be able to sleep and have peace in your head. I've never had that ever since I found out I was undocumented. It was always one move, one strategy, one thing after the other. I've just been running. And the irony is I ran so fast, but I ended up being in the same spot. I'm still undocumented. It didn't matter that I was quote-unquote successful. It didn't matter that I won a Pulitzer Prize or that I interviewed Mark Zuckerberg when nobody else could talk to him, or that I had a film premiere at a film festival, or that I live in Manhattan in a great apartment. None of that matters. Success is, peace in yourself, within yourself. So that's what I want.
My final question to you, and I think this may be the most important to the viewers.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people out there, Pacific Islander, Asian American, Asian, Hispanic, Eastern European, that may be in a very similar situation to you.
Oh yeah.
And they don't have the capacity to garner the same kind of attention, but they still live with the same issues that you said were unsettling to you for so many years. What would you say to them if you could address them right now? Just if your living room was full of them, what would you say to them right now as a piece of advice for someone who has come out?
That they're not alone. That they're not alone. That whatever it is that they're going through, they can never give up. There were so many times that I just wanted to give up, and that's why I've been lucky to have a support network of people. You can't tell everybody, of course, but tell 3 or 4 people that can help you out. This is such an inane thing that it's so surreal sometimes that you have to be able to just laugh it off or have people that you can talk to about it. But probably the third thing is you're not less of a person because of it. You're not less of a person because your lack of status doesn't define who you are as a person, and it should not limit your abilities as a person. And again, I don't care if you're a writer or an engineer or a busboy or a graphic designer, a tattoo artist. It doesn't matter. What matters is I feel, although some people have been calling me a liar and whatever else they're calling me, I feel like I have lived as honestly with these lies as much as I could. It sounds really weird, but I feel like I've tried my best to live as honestly as I could with this. That's why when my Lolo said, get married to a woman, that was the strategy, right? I'm not going to marry a woman just to get a green card. Not going to do that. I'm not gonna cross that line. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna correct another lie with another lie. Not gonna do that. That to me is integrity for me. So yeah, the only comfort I've had all these years is knowing that whatever it is that I was going through, somebody else, all these people was going through it. That's why I love living in New York, by the way. Because I walk out of my apartment and I walk around Union Square and I'm like, I'm completely irrelevant. I'm just like one little dot in all these dots. Whatever it is that I'm going through, it's not relevant to, we all have our issues and we all are trying to do the same thing to survive.
Now, one thing I'm going to ask you to help me with, because I don't speak Tagalog, but of course that's your first language.
Yeah, my first language is Tagalog. I still speak Tagalog. Yeah.
I won't be able to understand you, but could you make a statement directly to the Philippines, if you're comfortable?
Yeah.
If you're comfortable in Tagalog, which probably this is going to be the main thing that they'll run, because GMA isn't primarily English speaking. Actually,
it's much more Tagalog speaking.
It's actually exclusively.
Which
complicates my way.
Interesting. Okay, got it.
But just make a quick statement about your situation, directed to your native people, the Filipinos.
I'm trying to think of what. I guess there's a Tagalog saying that I've always liked, that I kind of always kept in mind, and it's a phrase called kapit sa patalim, which means holding on to the knife. At least that's the translation for me. And in many ways, it's kind of what I've been doing. It's just kind of holding on, And this is in honor, I think, of so many Filipinos out there in the Philippines who are trying the best that they can to survive. I am American. I consider myself an American, but I was born in the Philippines, so I am always going to be Filipino and Filipino-American. American who happens to be from the Philippines, and so I don't want people to think that I'm not grateful of being from the Philippines. No, I am very grateful. Yeah, I think that's all I can really say in Tagalog.